I got that little Humpty Dumpty look. I had to learn that the hard way. Okay, so
I didn't want to say. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Don't get at me. What's going on, everybody? Today we are going to be going over 5 rules you need to follow when it comes to wearing hats.
Sir.
It's only right we got the Hat King himself.
Oh man, look, Rich, I didn't want to be the Hat King, okay? It just happened by default because you guys know what's under here. I got the shiner, man. So over the years, I did acquire a lot of knowledge about hats. That's why this is so important.
All right, let's get right into the list. All right, so starting off the list, very important right here. We got know what area you are wearing that hat in.
Oh man, Rich,
huge.
You know what this reminds me of, Rich? You just came back from New York.
Oh, yeah.
You got a hat that you love to wear and you were wearing in New York. Can you tell what hat that was?
So recently, I wore the Boston hat in New York, straight off the airport. The Uber driver was like, hey, man, I'm just letting you know, this might not be the area to wear that hat in. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, the Boston. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even realize this. And then, yeah.
You would have thought like maybe even if the Mets, but nope. You're wearing a Boston hat. That's literally a rival.
I didn't do it on purpose. So basically, I had 2 choices, right? One, keep the hat on my head, wear it for the rest of my, duration there.
Yep.
Or go buy another fitted. And I was like, man, listen, I'm not going to go buy Yankee fitted just because I'm in New York. I'm going to rock the hat, but I understood what came with the territory.
You might get sweated a little bit for it.
A little bit. Luckily, nobody said anything, but I just had to understand at least.
You know what's funny is when you brought up the areas and knowing where you're wearing, I initially thought it was like gang related, but a lot of the times, the teams themselves, the fans are kind of like treating it like a gangs themselves,
exactly.
Man. The territorial thing.
A lot of people do not see the hat for the design itself, but what it represents to them.
Exactly, man. That's why I like the Fear of God designs. Because it's like, what's the F? I don't know. It looks like Detroit, but it's not.
This right here is that perfect middle point. You still got a baseball, hat look.
Yes, sir.
But you got the Fear of God. No one can say anything. They don't even know what
team is that? I don't know. Is it a minor league team? I don't know.
Exactly. So if you want to avoid all that, baseball talk, how many runs he, Jose Canseco, all that talk.
You always bring Jose Canseco.
Go with a nice Fear of God fitted right here, man. So overall, we didn't want to get too deep into this. If you want to learn which hats represent what, there's a bunch of YouTube channels on it. You know what I mean?
They're funny too, man. The guy makes it like more entertaining, but then it's also you can get a little bit of knowledge when you go to California or just certain areas,
safety. All right, let's get into number 2. All right, so number 2, pick the right type of hat for your face shape and head.
Face shape and head. I got a problem with both, Rich. I got a round head, okay? I got no hair, and I got a round face. I got that little Humpty Dumpty look. I had to learn that the hard way. Okay, so
I didn't want to say. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Don't get at me. He said it himself.
For me, I remember when dad hats or camp hats were super in, right? And everybody was wearing like Tyga and like Tan. Tan was wearing them on a regular basis. You remember?
Very flat jack.
Yeah, you know those Supreme ones, right?
Yeah.
They're hot. I had to wear fitteds because my face is already round and it's already kind of like stumpy looking, and the hats are so flat that it just made me look like a flapjack face now, and it just didn't work out.
I love what you said though, because you didn't let the trend override what looks good on your head. You know what I mean?
It hurt, man. It hurt. I wanted to wear those hats. They look so cool.
You were rocking fitteds when fitteds were kind of like, who's rocking fitteds right now?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So I stay true to the fitteds, man.
So even when it comes to fitteds, I think people do have the same preference I do.
Yep.
When it comes to hats, they like the look of fitteds, but they don't like how tall they are.
They got the low profiles for those.
That's exactly what I was gonna bring up. Kith brought him up. Aime Leon Dior.
We still got a problem with that name, but you know what we're talking about.
I don't know. Why'd they make a name that was so hard to pronounce?
Because it's fancy, Rich. It's fancy.
It's fancy over here. But yeah, they came out with the fitteds with the lower profile. And a lot of people really like that. So yeah, that's number 2 right there. Know what type of hat fits your face shape.
Sir.
Shorter, wider. Definitely go with the taller hats. And then if you have a skinny, short face, you could do a shorter,
there you go,
flatter hat.
All right, easy for you guys.
Let's go into number 3, which is this sizing. All right, so number 3, you gotta know the correct sizing.
Oh, man.
Especially when it comes to fitteds. Fear of Gods came out and everything. This is important.
A lot of the times when you get a fitted hat, it is going to feel a little bit bigger than it's supposed to, but it's going to shrink.
Obviously, with more wears, you're gonna have more heat and more moisture, and it is gonna shrink. Wool is the number 1 material that does that.
It's so crazy how much it shrinks too, because this hat, I don't think you can even fit this anymore.
All right, so I didn't really know this rule. You know, someone didn't make this video for myself, but I bought this hat and it fit perfectly when I got it. I'm talking like right, you know, like a glove, like a glove. Oh my, it shrunk so much. It started getting to the point I got lightheaded. I would come around in the videos like, I can't even think right now. My fitted too tight.
I need to take 5.
My fitted, I need to take 2. I would take it off, and you see me one time. I had the MLB logo right on
your head.
On my head.
I was like, dude, does that even fit you? He's like, it did, didn't it?
It did fit. So I bought new ones.
And also, Rich, going into that, I have a rule of thumb for you guys. Almost literally like a rule of thumb. If you could stick your thumb or your finger in the hat, it's too big.
Oh.
Because you still want a little bit of room when you get it.
What
Because
about
you know
a pinky? A pinky?
Pinky's still too big.
Still too big.
It's still too big.
So you're saying almost like half a pinky, it'll shrink to the right size. Fitteds are like the #1 inconsistent sizing ever. So it is very important to go into a store and trying it on, actually.
See what ones fit you best and get in that range.
Yeah, I ordered the Fear of God's hat. These things run pretty big. Keep that in mind, man. So for myself, I put it on. I could stick like all fingers in there.
That's not good.
It's too far gone.
Exactly.
It's too far gone. I can stick like 4 fingers in here, and yeah, it's just.
You can only shrink it so much, Rich.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. All right, so when it comes to hats, just keep in mind sizing is very important. You don't want to look like this guy. All right, so number 4, the perfect brim. This is very important. The way you bend your brim, I get this question all the time. What is your technique?
So what I like to do, you guys, is there are these 2 points right here. This point and this point. Naturally, I like to just bring it together first. So it creates more of a round with a natural round look to it, okay? Once you do that, you start with your thumbs on the outside and you slowly curve with your index fingers and you bring it in.
That is a very important right there. Work your way in.
Don't just curve it. I see people just get the triangle right away.
I did that. So basically, there's a point of no return when it comes to bending your brim. It is on this hat right here. You see it?
I felt it.
It's basically, it broke. Because this is cardboard inside.
Yeah.
And you could basically break cardboard.
Exactly.
If you look at it right here, it looks like the top of a house.
You can see it. You
Right
don't
here.
want that look. You want that natural curve. And for me, even before I wear it, I'll just curve it every single time because it doesn't naturally just stay all the time.
Little by little.
Just slowly.
If you guys want the rubber, you see I like the rubber band. The rubber band is basically mimicking a bunch of little bends.
I love that technique that you guys have because I always curved it, but now I curve it right and I just put a rubber band just to hold
to
it.
keep it there overnight, yeah. But definitely the first thing you do not want to do is when you get it fitted, go straight into just breaking the house
Slowly
chimney,
breaking
you know what
it
I
in.
mean?
He's a house chimney.
Yeah, not house chimney.
The roof.
House roof. Yeah, this one right here it's Denzel.
Yeah,
you can
man.
see the line that it broke at.
So far gone.
All right, so last but not least, you got to match the outfit with the type of hat.
Oh man.
Different types of hats give off different types of vibes.
Hats are big right now, man. There's so many different hats that we can talk about. So let's start with the fitteds, okay? I like to think that the fitteds are almost like a Jordan 1 right now. Very versatile. You can wear it with more like a formal look. You can wear more streetwear.
Exactly.
It's versatile.
Or
you
even
know?
like an Air Force One.
Yeah.
I look at the Air Force One, like the more you wear it, give it some character. I look at that as bending the brim on a hat, you know, more of that, you know, wear and tear. So even talking about the opposite, a hat straight out the store, no bend to it. That's basically a fresh pair of Air Force.
That's the worst to me because that gives off a very particular look, and for me, I don't like it. It's not natural. It just looks way too fresh. And the worst is when you try to keep it straight for too long and it gets dirty. Now you know it's not fresh. You know what I mean? So it's like you want to bend the brim to give it more of like a relaxed look.
A relaxed look. And speaking of fitteds, man, fitteds are almost like one of the most versatile types of hats. You can rock them with, you know, more of like the formal menswear, like I noticed Fear of God. They're definitely styling their clothing with a lot of fitteds.
If you want to switch up your wardrobe style right now and still love hats, that is a great way to look into, man.
And then also on the other end of the spectrum, you could rock a pair of Eric Emanuel shorts, white tee, and a fitted, and it's still gonna be acceptable. So
I love that fitteds are back, Rich. I love that they're back, man.
They're back.
Strong.
They're back and strong. And then to go off the same thing, snapbacks, automatic streetwear look, I would say.
Automatic. It's very tricky with the snapbacks because a lot of it looks very vintage. It has a very vintage look
yeah.
to it. So you can't wear it with like the formal wear like we were talking about. It automatically, I see it with like vintage clothes, more relaxed fitting clothes, flannels.
Yeah,
very chill.
All right, so very a streetwear look for the snapbacks. And then you got these right here, the athletic Nike hats. You know, the Drakes, the Bryson Tiller always rocks these as well. These you got to be super careful with.
Because they look so athletic.
Yes.
Not athleisure. They look so athletic where you have to try to get pieces to make them look athleisure.
Athleisure. You want to still look like you're someone that is capable of running a couple miles, but you're not about to go run a couple miles. You know what I mean?
There's a difference. Y'all know that.
There's a balance. So I would pair it with more of your joggers, your hoodies. I would not rock anything super athletic.
You know who does a good job with these hats?
Who?
Tan.
Oh, yeah.
You see him wearing it all the time. It looks very casual, very chill, but it doesn't look scrubby.
Exactly. All right, so that's number 5 right there. Just understand which type of hats go with different outfits. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for the 5 rules when it comes to hats. Just overall, do your research. Right now, more so than ever, there's a ton of different types of hats.
So many hats
you got, like,
out right now.
Unstructured snapbacks. You got flat fitteds. Who
you
would
got
ever
5
thought
panels, 6 panels. You have low profiles.
You got low profiles. That's pretty much it, though. Make sure you guys check out Big Boy Johnny's Instagram. Leave a comment down below if you guys have any questions. And until next time, we out.
Peace.